police around here, and there's obviously an investigation going on. Live downtown, Megan Lee, TMJ4 News.
All right, Megan, we'll wait for word from police on exactly what they are doing that's tying up that neighborhood. Thanks so much.
Now let's do a live look outside as we check out conditions this afternoon. Looking at downtown Milwaukee, just gray skies, and we also saw in Megan's location too, dry right now. But Christopher Shane, and certainly you're watching a storm system to the west of us.
Yeah, I got a couple calls today. Hey, am I going to be able to get my softball game?
There's a tornado watch in southeastern Wisconsin.
But it's really not going to be till after 8 o'clock tonight when we see these storms coming in. 8 p.m. to midnight, that's pretty much the window here. I still think the main concern for most of our area is damaging winds, but we do have this isolated hail and tornado potential. So make sure you got a way to get warnings. We have stable weather aware tonight. I'm sensing a little bit of storm anxiety from people with this. So I just want to go over some tornado safety here really quickly. Should a tornado warning be issued, think about where you're going to go. If you think about this ahead of time, it'll make it a whole lot easier if a warning gets issued. The red, places you don't want to be. Bedroom, garage, living room, the kitchen, you don't want to be in those places. You want to get to an interior room, hallway, closet, stairwell, bathroom, preferably without windows, somewhere not right on the edge of the house. Certainly don't want to go outside. So again, avoid windows.
Hey, how is your day, everyone?
The place you can be is always going to end up being the basement. Not everybody has a basement, so get to the lowest floor that you can into one of those interior spaces. We do have a tornado watch in place, not for the entire area. You can see everywhere shaded in yellow, tornado watch until midnight tonight. Right now, it's really one thunderstorm across Dane County. Again, it's a couple of hours before I think we really start to.
I have tornado watch in my area.
This afternoon, Tyler, where are you? What do you see?
Yeah, right now we are heading westbound on 94, just enter Waukesha County. We're getting out towards the Waukesha.
What is everyone having for dinner tonight? Anything good?
Sunshine out there right now, and temperatures have jumped up. When we left Milwaukee, temperatures were in the 60s. Now we're in the 70s. So with that jump in temperatures, it kind of tells you, hey, we're getting away from it. And this is the area that we attract some of those folks as they first move in across the area by later on this evening. So
cool. What type of chicken did you have? I'm having tacos.
A reminder that you can always find the latest conditions, watches and warnings, and weather alerts with the free TMJ4 app.
Half of insured Americans worry about being able to afford their health insurance premiums. Taking care of bills is impacting their health care.
Our chief political reporter, Charles Benson, joins us live now with a look at the healthcare issue in Battleground, Wisconsin.
Susan and Steve, we all know we can never really know when that big bill could set us back thousands of dollars. And even with health insurance, premiums and deductibles can be financially challenging.
Juliana Zoet likes to spend quality time with her son Christian. She has a good paying job and her employer provides health insurance. But Juliana still worries about medical bills thanks to a $3,200 yearly deductible.
The deductibles are so high. Just out of pocket, I'm still paying from 2023 and 2024 on a payment plan.
Open YouTube.
Stressed about her life-threatening illness, she pulls out her paintbrushes.
It's a flower pot on a chair.
There are days when a rare neuromuscular disease impacts every part of her body, from eating to breathing to smiling.
Yeah.
If she won $1 million, it wouldn't be enough to cover all her weekly infusions.
These costs of these medications are out of control.
When the Milwaukee educator went on disability, Medicare helped cover her costs, but she also leans in on charitable foundations for financial health. Prior to that, she became a big fan of the affordable.
My day's been going good.
Lifetime limits on benefits have protected families like hers with pre-existing conditions. But challenges exist. So what needs to be fixed?
Well, I think we need
Hi.
to have easier access to doctors. Because if, with an illness like this and you're waiting to see a specialist, it's very frustrating.
President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act is expected to provide financial relief to millions on Medicare struggling with very expensive prescription drugs.
Thanks for the love. Hey, Spidey. How are you?
Is the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services.
I think the YouTube studio has numbers off.
That's masking how drug pricing is done. The new law will allow the secretary to negotiate with drug companies on a selected 10 specific drugs.
Bro.
In his first term, former President Trump signed the Right to Try law to make experimental drug treatments available for people facing terminal illness. Trump has talked about replacing the Affordable Care Act, but it's unclear how or what that would look like. Tommy Thompson is the four-time elected Republican governor and was U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. Online support. What are the challenges?
It's not in life support, but it has some serious problems.
Problems that Thompson partially blames on too many rules and regulations that make the healthcare system less efficient and accessible. He believes innovation is needed to allow.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
To see more patients.
There are a lot of regulations we have that people don't adhere to. We should get rid of those. We should make it more streamlined.
I think we can all benefit from coming together.
Sooner.
Dinner early.
In Battleground, Wisconsin, Charles Benson, Scripps News. So Wisconsin voters in a recent Marquette Law School poll gave President Biden higher marks to handle health care than former President Trump. But the issue itself ranked in the single
There's a
digits on
tornado watching in South Eastern Wisconsin.
abortion policy.
That's funny because healthcare is such a big chunk of the economy and so much money flows in our pockets to it.
And I think maybe it's into
Tornado watch issued in southeastern Wisconsin.
Well, you talked to some important voices in your story there, but did you get a sense as to what voters, people who actually will be voting, what they want?
So what they don't want was just an election year conversation. The answer can vary.
For
Any individual
southeastern Wisconsin.
room or a coffee shop. As we did, you'll find some common ground. I'll share that conversation coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll see you then. All right.
Forward to it, Travis. We still have a lot more to get to this afternoon on TMJ 4 News and more.
Including Ron Burns.
All right, guys, coming up after the break, we'll let you know how day one went for the Green Bay Packers for OTA.
Thank you.
$14.44 a month with our easy financing. Even if you need 10 new windows, that's under $150 a month. Call now and save $100 per window when you buy 5 or more.
I appreciate you.
Lose protection for pre-existing conditions. Protect the Affordable Care Act and lowered healthcare costs for millions by $800 a year. The weekly savings are healthcare should be a basic right. Healthcare, and we're not gonna let it happen. I'm Jim White, and I approve this message. People know that when they call us,
I'll be right back, folks.
because their case is the most important case that they have, and we know that, and we want to treat it that way.
I'm going to eat.
If I can help you, please give me a call.
Heating and Cooling is Southeast Wisconsin's premier home service provider.
Love you too. Going to eat some tacos.
For any heating and cooling needs. Click if you need the convenience of a contractor who can do it.
Want to eat some tacos, everyone.
And 0% financing.
Meatballs, then Chef Kate Conan from Jones Dairy Farm is here with what's for dinner. It's the ultimate comfort meal, speedy Swedish meatballs. Jones' all-new pork and chicken meatballs are so good because they're no antibiotics ever, they have no sugar, and they're made with minimal ingredients, so they're free of soy, wheat, dairy, gluten, and it's all in the section. So how do we make this? So the meatballs are fully cooked, so we just have to make the gravy. So it's just flour and butter, and then we add in a little bit of beef broth, a little heavy cream, some spices, some garlic, onions, gravy's done, put it all together.
I love how easy it is. Any serving suggestions?
I love it with the egg noodles, but mashed potatoes, rice would be great as well, and then you can serve it with the baked green salad or some vegetables.
All right, so to find this recipe and your favorite Jones products made in Wisconsin, go to jonesdairyfarm.com.
Experts about the Guilford, and I know the bad stuff that can happen with the bathroom model. Rock solid. Their tough over tough process means a great new bath in just a day. No demo, mess, or stress. Their seamless one-piece wall means easy cleaning, no growth, and a perfect watertight seal, and a lifetime warranty. Bathfitter, just this. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
A good look at some new draft picks today up in Green Bay.
Organized team activities known as OTAs are underway, and our organized sports department, OSD, are all over. Ron Burke shows us.
ROD.
Hey, Ron.
I like that, guys. Well, these are important practices when the veterans working out the rookies for the first time up in Green Bay. Even though the team was in shorts, everyone was looking to impress on day one. It was the first on-field activities open to the media up in Green Bay today. We found out today that tight end Tucker Kraft and lineman Zach Thomas missed significant time because of a pectoral injuries, but both players are expected to be ready for training camp. And unlike the past, head coach Matt LaFleur was happy to see how many vets showed up or ready to work.
We've had almost 100% the entire offseason, which it's been the best that we've had since I've been here. And I always think that when you look around the league, when your quarterback's there, it just naturally has a way of attracting everybody to come.
And energy that I haven't really felt since I've been here. That's exactly where we got to be. So just to see how we're attacking this offseason, but
Ultimately, it's all about winning the Super Bowl, and hopefully, having all the attendance and everything is something that helps us get.
On the baseball level, the Brewers let one slip away last night in Miami. They were up 2-1, and then 9 with 2 outs, only to watch Ava Lopez smack an RBI single to right, tie the game up at 2, and then Josh Bell ended up winning it for the Boston at 10 with his 1-off single to right. Miami wins the opener 3-2. Robert Gaskin will begin the bump tonight for the Crew in game 2. First pitch is set in Miami for 5:40 p.m. And the Milwaukee Admirals got themselves back in their series against Grand Rapids last night when they beat the Griffins 5-2 in game 2 at Panther Arena. Zach LaRue scored 7 goals in the playoff in the second period as he remains one of the hottest players. Tommy Eyes, the Admirals and Grand Rapids. Well, they'll be there for the next 2 games. Game 3 is Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Back over to you guys.
All right, thanks, Ron.
A stormy evening coming our way. Meteorologists will change and show us the timing and the potential for severe weather in the storm forecast.
Is it time for some good news?
That's that feel really good.
Make time for Milwaukee Tonight. Did you see it? Time for hidden gems. Something that make you inspire. Time for everyday heroes. They're making a big difference in local legends.
I once again welcome the war.
These heroes embracing all the timeless things that make our hometown great.
And we'll see you on Milwaukee tonight.
6:30, right here on TMJ Foods. You just gotta watch. Good morning begins with hope and optimism. A chance to start fresh. We want to welcome you in to share a moment that brightens your day, because every day deserves the best start. This is where it all begins.
Robin Jeff.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
and no interest for 1 year. Hurry. Call now. Call 866 for million.
My son makes up close defense and cost him his life. And knowing that my son will never come back is the worst thing that I've lived with. Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
It's easy to grow fresh vegetables like these. Just start with healthy plants from Vinegar. We have an amazing collection of incredible edibles from every kind of vegetable to over 80 kinds of tomatoes and 40 varieties of peppers. Vinegar with bountiful berries, grapes galore, as well as fruit trees and your favorite citrus. How about an herb basket ready to harvest? Planting a garden plot or just farming in a pot? It's better with plants from Vinegar. It just makes sense to buy from a grower. Vinegar is pristine and sturdy.
Brainstorm the Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. So get your summer started off right with amazing Memorial Day savings throughout the store. Like these 50-foot Woods extension cords, just $12.99. This new charcoal gas grill, only $189.99. Assorted Milk-Bone, canine carryouts, and pepperoni dog treats as low as $4.99. And rewards members get free same-day local delivery on all pet supply orders of $49 or more. We get you outdoors because we get you. That Blaine Farm and Fleet.
Some people find there's a that's why trucks are we cover everything in the truck. Listen to me, find your goal. Nothing is happening
Here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your truck. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best price, and best warranty in the industry.
Pretty big temperature spread this afternoon. Depends on where you are. You might be in the 80s. Wheatland, Lake Geneva, it's 80. In McGuanago, just 66 right now, though. In Milwaukee, 81. In Sullivan, as we work our way farther north, 66 in West Bend, 77 in Mayville. The reason for this temperature spread is there's a warm front across southeast Wisconsin. That's playing a part in our forecast for this evening as well as tonight. But for areas that are cooler now, like Milwaukee, it's actually going to warm up as we head into the next couple of hours. So warm air is going to come in as these storms approach, so temperatures will jump into the mid-70s around 9 o'clock tonight. 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight, when those storms will come through. As the storms move out, skies will start to clear and temperatures will cool. As we look at this wind meter for tonight, your trash can may be next door after these storms roll through. A reminder to you now, before the storms arrive, you want to put away the lawn chairs, the lawn furniture, maybe way down the trampoline. Make sure you've got a rock on top of your trash can so it doesn't blow away. Whatever you can do ahead of this, with some very strong winds expected with these storms tonight. We see that line of storms from Minnesota across central Iowa down to Missouri. These now about 250 miles away. So we've got a couple of hours before this main line of storms moves in. We've got one area of storms non-severe right now across Dane County. One lightning strike just on the outside of Lake Mills. If you're in Dodge County, heads up, we could see a couple of showers as we head into the next 30 minutes or so. Again, the storm threats for tonight, flooding, low wind threat. I still think winds are the main concern. Hail, isolated tornadoes. We still have to watch for that potential. Looking at future forecasts, those storms starting to move into our western counties here closer to 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Moving in across the rest of the area, 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And then those storms mostly out of here by the time we get to about midnight. As far as the rainfall goes, likely higher totals the farther north and west you go, lower totals from Milwaukee down to the south. But if you get under a really good thunderstorm, you'll probably get a pretty good downpour. Tomorrow, much quieter weather, highs in the 70s. It is still going to be breezy tomorrow. Thursday right now looks like a pretty nice day. We're going to bring back the chance for storms Friday into Friday night. Temperatures in the mid-70s, maybe a couple of strong storms there on Friday, so make sure you check back with us for updates on that. Temperatures over the weekend, upper 60s to low 70s.
We will keep you posted.
Thanks, Chris. Rock climbing has always been a family affair for Brooke Rabatou.
But with her father being from France, this summer's Paris Olympics have an elevated meaning to the sport.
My dad is French, so I'm half French. I spent a lot of time in France. Last year, I went to Paris and lived there for about a month and a half, which was really special.
Because Americans typically make when in France.
Speaking French is a really heavy American accent. They might laugh in your face, but it's still worth a try. My name is Brooke Rabatou. I'm a sport climber, and I'm from Boulder, Colorado.
Impressive strength from
Very amazing.
Fingers are really important for climbing. Having strong fingers, finger injuries are kind of a faux pas, if you will, for climbing. We care a lot about our skin, so I never like to put lotion on the tips of my fingers because of friction. My hands are sacred.
Her parents were both world champion climbers, and Brooke got her start in the sport in a backyard gym at age 2.
So did you learn to climb first or walk first?
I think I probably learned to climb first. We still climb as a family. We travel a lot. All our vacations are for climbing. We have a wall in our basement. Sometimes we'll do some climbing down there. How is it up there? I love being outdoors, just in nature, breathing in crisp air and beautiful views. Just I feel like it replenishes my soul and gives me back, any energy that I'm expending in the world. That was easy. It really brings me back to that, the pure reason that I'm doing it, and it's for the love of the sport and, how it makes me feel.
I can barely pull myself out of bed. TMJ4, you're on for this summer's Olympic Games. See all of our local coverage at TMJ4.com/Olympics.
Thanks so much for watching TMJ4 News at 4.
5 is next.
I've been doing this for a long time, but I haven't quit, and I won't.
Few seasons for the Mortons. Let's recap.
Drivers drove up energy bills, and windows took some big hits.
We waited way too long to replace our old windows.
We worried about the cost and hassle. So what's your game plan?
We heard Window Nation sells high-quality windows here, much more affordable.
It's like they're ready to team up.
Can't wait to see what this free estimate will save them.
Hey, Milwaukee, get your free estimate today. Cost 50% off windows and 0% interest. Go to getwindownation.com.
Tuesday. Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get large pizzas for just $10, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at PapaMurphys.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Pick and Save. For over 30,000 mouth-watering choices. Plus, savings like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon in the pump. Pick and Save is worth it every time. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
For a company to claim it's the industry leader in anything, it better be able to back it up.
When it comes to basement waterproofing, EverDry Waterproofing has over 42 years and 90,000 satisfied customers to support its claim. With its lifetime warranty, EverDry has a solution for any basement water damage in Wisconsin. Basement water problems are serious and happen to a lot of homes. It's good to know there's one company that'll be around as long as you are. EverDry Waterproofing. Remember, it's not dry
Until it's EverDry.
My dry eyes make me a burning, stinging 5 times a day. Keep smearing.
Drop season.
I want another option. That's not another drop. Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. Like the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast. Your body produces own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation. Relying only on drops. Not me. My own real tears are my face. Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Beautiful custom
naturally resistant to mold and mildew and guaranteed never to chip, crack, or discolor. Get back with a lifetime warranty, and our certified installers check every detail and cut every piece for a custom fit. Call the experts at Lee Back now to ask about 75% off installation, 18 months no interest, no payment financing, and senior and military discount. Get a $25 gift card after your free in-home estimate and a $200 gift card with your new shower or bath. Call Lee Back of Milwaukee today at 414-422-8716.
Now at 5, they woke up to find their cars broken into or missing.
We realized right away that our car was missing.
One neighborhood targeted at least a dozen times in one night. Who police are looking for. A disturbing case of child trafficking in Fond du Lac, where a man is charged with buying a 12-year-old girl from her mother. And in Milwaukee, a green space at the heart of the north side. The community will be a place to heal. TMJ4 News at 5 starts now. We begin with storms heading towards southeast Wisconsin. This right here gives you some idea of the power of what's coming our way. Corning, Iowa, hit by a tornado about 90 minutes ago. Still hours before that weather makes it here. As we look at our Waukesha camera, just gray skies hanging overhead, but also a tornado watch hanging over the area. We have a team gathered to track tonight's weather. Meteorologist Tyler Moore in the Storm Chaser taking a look at conditions when they start to turn. Meteorologist Kristen Crushane in studio tracking the radar. Kristen.
Yeah, things pretty quiet on the radar right now, which is good news, but it will change as we get into the next couple of hours. We will be tracking tonight storms, and they may be strong to severe. As we break down the storm potential here, 8 p.m. to midnight, still the main time frame for these storms. The primary concern, I think, is going to be damaging winds, but isolated hail and isolated tornadoes still in the forecast for us. Make sure you've got a way to get warnings tonight. We will have a team here watching this weather really closely tonight. Tornado watch going to go until midnight. That includes Dodge, Washington, Jefferson, Waukesha, and Walworth counties, and points back to the west. This tornado watch does not include the lakeshore. This is that line of storms lining up from Minneapolis down through Des Moines into northern Missouri tonight. So we've got a little bit of time. Could see a couple of storms ahead of this main line. Tyler Moore out the Storm Chaser tonight, keeping an eye on what's happening. Tyler, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, right now we're situated here in Waukesha County. Quick trip right up to 94. We're going to pause here for a minute and kind of see how these storms evolve. We can either go north or south in this position. But if I take a look at the roof camera here on the Storm Chaser, you can see some darker clouds as you look off to the west and kind of west-northwest. Had some of those showers and a couple, I say, thunderstorms out towards Madison, Dade, and into Dodge County right now. There's that one severe storm southwest of Madison. We're going to position ourselves here. You can see the DMV in the corner of the screen there as well. But things are quiet here. Waukesha temperatures are now in the mid-70s. Once you get away from the lake, we are in that area that is under the tornado watch. We will be keeping track of some of those storms as they start to develop on Iowa, which they have been doing over the last couple hours. And as they approach us, we're going to position ourselves and track some of those storms through the evening hours to keep everyone safe. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Tyler, thanks. A reminder, always find the latest conditions, watches, warnings, weather alerts, all for free through the TMJ4. Breaking news we're following this afternoon, a heavy police presence in downtown Milwaukee as a pursuit ended a parking garage. Megan Lee live here in Milwaukee and Wells at the heart of downtown. Megan, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Steve, there has been a heavy police presence for the last hour or so. We are noticing that they're focusing on this parking garage that you see behind me. There also seems to be a car behind the parking garage in the alley area that investigators are going in and out of. This street, Milwaukee, between Mason and Wells, it is open to drivers now. There is no police blocking the ends of the street. And if you need to get your car from this parking garage, it looks like you are able to go in and get your car. But police are really focusing. I think I see a canine dog in there as well. Yeah, I see a dog in the parking garage with officers right now. We've seen U.S. Marshals, we've seen FBI agents, and we've also seen many members of the Milwaukee Police Department. It does seem that there is not as many Milwaukee police officers that we saw earlier when we first got here around 4 o'clock, but still a pretty heavy police presence. And
Again, Milwaukee police say it was a pursuit in the area and that this investigation is ongoing. So we'll be looking for more information from MPD as it comes in. I also spoke with a business owner that is right across the street from this parking garage, and they told me they saw multiple people be arrested or taken into custody by police. So we're definitely going to be looking into this because a lot of people are asking questions down here. Live downtown Milwaukee, Megan Lee, TMJ4 News.
A lot of attention in the middle of downtown. Megan, thank you. Now to Richfield in Washington County, where cars were broken into or stolen across multiple subdivisions. We first heard about all of this when a viewer sent us an email. She said something needs to be done about thefts and hoped we could investigate. So we did. Marion McCarr spent the day in those neighborhoods. She found one of the victims, someone who is fed up, and law enforcement trying to get to the bottom of this.
It may seem like an easy thing to do to make sure you take your keys out of the car and you lock it before leaving it for the night. But if you live in an area where you know your neighbors and you're comfortable where you live, that safety measure might be overlooked. That's exactly what happened in Richfield, where over a dozen cars were broken into in the span of 3 hours.
My dad woke up very early Sunday morning around 4 a.m. To open his store, and we realized right away that our car was missing and stolen.
Amy Bajwa says that discovery was a complete shock for her family, who's lived in the area for decades. After calling the police, they spent the morning picking up their belongings that the car thieves left behind.
They actually dumped out all of the stuff that was in the car all around our neighborhood.
It turns out they weren't the only ones impacted. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says 2 other cars were taken and more than 12 were broken into.
Vehicles, the commonality that they were unlocked. Keys left in the car.
Sandy Bartell lives in the same Richfield subdivision and had her car stolen from only a few years back.
Unfortunately, I was one of those people that left my car open and left my keys in my wallet inside, and they did not take the car, but they have taken money from me in the past.
She's since installed a Ring camera and locks her car every night.
Learned my lesson now and much more diligent about it.
For Bajwa, whose family car still hasn't been found, the situation is unnerving.
I'm having a lot of difficulty sleeping at night. It's incredibly violating.
Meanwhile, officials are still looking into the weekend's thefts as they remind residents to lock their doors to keep themselves and their belongings safe. In Washington County, Marion McCarr, TMJ4 News.
Police have arrested a 13-year-old boy after 2 15-year-olds were shot and killed. That shooting happened Saturday night on Milwaukee's South Side near 14th and West Halsey. Family tells us Monroe Wessel was with his best friend Alejandro Sanchez. The men were both hit by gunfire. Police tell us they are still looking for 2 additional suspects. A family forced out of their home after a vacant house next door caught fire. It happened early this morning near North First Street in Concordia. As Mary Jo Ola shows us, the family is frustrated because they believe this could have been prevented.
My boyfriend saw, I guess, the side windows, and it was blaring. So he thought, what's going on? That's when he realized it was burning up. The side of the house was burning up again.
Early Tuesday morning, Natalie Gutierrez couldn't believe that the empty house next door was on fire again. She says her family smelled smoke and saw flames coming from it around 3 a.m. Milwaukee and North Shore firefighters worked to put it out. Natalie's family, including their dog, escaped safely before calling for help. City officials say the vacant building is on the list to be demolished.
This is ridiculous. The city should have just torn down the house in the first place. This wouldn't have happened if the city didn't tear it down.
I reached out to Milwaukee's Department of Neighborhood Services. They confirmed that this vacant building suffered another fire in May of last year. No injuries were reported Tuesday, and the cause is still under investigation. In April, a fire that started in a vacant home near South 8th Street and Arthur Avenue reached 3 homes. It ended in tragedy with 1 woman dead and a firefighter severely burned. Back at North First Street, this family called on the city to act.
Take ownership overall and tear the houses down sooner or later, because as you can see, it can cause anybody's fire,
The Department of Neighborhood Services says it understands the concerns over how long it's taken to demolish this vacant building. While it's reached important steps to get to that point, a spokesperson tells us that We Energies still has to disconnect the gas line. The city has asked We Energies to expedite that part of the process. In Milwaukee, Mary Jo Ola, TMJ4 News.
All aboard, the Amtrak Borealis special train sets out its first trip. It is service connecting Chicago to Milwaukee to St. Paul, Minnesota. Those trains begin in City Hall at midday or Chicago later in the morning. City and county leaders say this new line will help bring more visitors to the city, and residents will have more opportunities to travel across the region.
This moment, it marks a milestone in our efforts to enhance connectivity and foster new opportunities for both our residents here in Milwaukee as well as visitors coming to Milwaukee.
Tickets start at $41. The Borealis is actually a combination of two existing routes, the Empire Route from Milwaukee to the cities, and the Hiawatha from here to Chicago. A man is charged with trying to buy a 12-year-old girl from her mother. How a neighbor helped that girl who appeared at his door in the middle of the night.
Racine is a great city. I should know. I grew up here. Now TMJ4 News wants to hear all about it. So let's go. Meet our news team at Hotel Bourbon in downtown Racine on Wednesday, May 29th, 46, and share your news stories. Let's go, Racine. Spring is here. The grass is getting green and the flowers are blooming. And along with that comes the rain. Hi, Andrew Larson here from Larson Payne Home Services. When's the last time someone inspected your roof, giving you the peace of mind that your roof is good to go for another year? And Larson Payne Home Services will give you a free 16-point inspection, giving you the true condition of your roof. Remember, when you think roofing, think Larson Payne, Wisconsin's best roofing experience.
Tammy Baldwin is a hypocrite. During COVID, she told us to stay home, but used your money to fly to New York to live with her girlfriend and a lavish multi-million-dollar apartment. Baldwin pretends she's from Wisconsin, then jets off to Hollywood to raise money from celebrities. And Baldwin says she's cleaning up Congress, but hires lobbyists to her DC staff. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. News Washington Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get ready. More campus Brewers action is coming. Grab your spot for the Chi-Town Throwdown now. Bring the noise at the Bengals turn for a new chapter in the I-94 rivalry when the crew takes on the Cubs in a huge 4-game series. Then make your weekend plans for an in-league battle with the White Sox. Get your tickets for an epic homestand at Brewers.com.
Next Door Coffee is the only monthly topical beverage against fleas, tears, tapeworms, and more. Use the option in cats with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Next Door Coffee. The monthly one and done you want. Memorial Day mattress sale is on now. Get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for only $3.99. Save up to $1,200 on Beauty Rest adjustable base sets. Upgrade your sleep to the Beauty Rest Flat for $50 per month. Plus get $300 Steinhoffels cash and a $100 rewards card. Get rest easy when you use Steinhoffels 60-month financing. Steinhoffels, your mattress destination. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Simple balloons are 2,000% more airtight as they don't form in the heat. Rock solid. No warps, no gaps, and no drafts. For windows that are 2,000% more airtight, call Shield.
To Oakfield in Fond du Lac County now, where deputies arrest 2 people after a young girl escaped an attempted assault. Investigators say someone paid the girl's mother to spend time alone with her. Reporter Margaret Cato covers Fond du Lac County for TMJ4. She shows us how a neighbor helped save that young girl.
A man living on this block in rural Oakfield says a young girl showed up at his home late at night saying someone was trying to harm her. I'm your Fond du Lac County neighborhood reporter Margaret Cato, and in an exclusive, I spoke with that Good Samaritan who helped her.
Mike Walter of Oakfield says it happened Saturday, just before midnight.
She was scared, I was scared. Not scared, but surprised.
Walter says a young girl needed help and told him someone was trying to hurt her and she'd escaped. Then, he says a car drove by and the girl recognized it. Walter says they took down the license plate number and called police.
But he doesn't want me to do what you have to do. She was there for help, I know.
The Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office says they were later able to track him to a home on Marquette Street and arrest him. Investigators say he bound and blindfolded the 12-year-old girl and was attempting to assault her, but she fought back and ran away. Investigators said they also arrested the girl's mother, who allegedly accepted payment from the man to spend alone time with the girl. According to the Sheriff's Office, the male suspect entered the country illegally from Nicaragua in 2021. The Sheriff's Office says the case involves multiple potential crimes
including sexual assault of a child, false imprisonment, and human trafficking. They say the girl and her siblings are now safe with the Fond du Lac County Human Services.
I'm calling that little girl.
The sheriff's office isn't releasing the names of anyone involved at this time, and says more arrests might be coming. In Fond du Lac County, I'm Margaret Cahill, TMJ4 News.
Look outside as we are closely watching storms that will in a few hours bring over southeast Wisconsin. Meteor on description for Shane is the latest. The time it all happens.
Your home, totally organized. We're Closets by Design. Our approach to better living is simple. Create beautiful, functional, affordable spaces. Our designers help you craft organized, custom-built storage solutions made for wherever you need them. We make sure they function right for you and fit not just your space, but also your budget. Call now for 40% off, plus an extra 15% with special 18-month financing. Let's get organized together.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son was never coming back is the worst thing that I've lived with for the rest of my life. Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight. I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tired seeing city workers, some of the services on TV every day with slogans and actors. Is there candid, non-equal representation? No hype, no actors, no egos, no t-shirts, just results.
Menards has it all from big to small and everything in between. Plus, get an 11% rebate. Keeping your pool clean this summer is easy with help from Menards. This 1 gallon bottle of Algicide treats up to 25,000 gallons of pool water. Just $6.99 after rebate. Lifetime Power Grab heavy duty adhesive is high strength, paintable, and easy to use with 0-second instant grab. An ounce tube is $3.99 after 11% rebate. Save money on Menards. When it comes to
Need more on. Need more on. Then he's serving them. Then he knows what he is. Well, I would give him a beer, but there is no beer. He asked for a beer. We have no beer.
With Batteries Plus Business. Visit one of our 700+ stores today.
Memorial Day sale is going on now. Check out biggest selection of hot buys, cool deals. Plus get 0% interest for 60 months with no minimum purchase on all in-store purchases. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
We're setting new standards for window replacement. Not only are we 4 times Holland National Platinum Elite, but now we're part of the new pinnacle. 1 out of 5 Platinum Premier Color Contractors. That's right, without a doubt, Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's place for new windows. Come take a look for yourself.
Siding Unlimited is the clear choice for new windows. Stop by the showroom to see the difference.
We're now Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractors.
Real-time closed captioning sponsored by Siding Unlimited.
All right, we're taking a little back to the west here where our storms are lining up. You can see along the cold front here between Minnesota, Iowa, down through Missouri. You can count up the red boxes are tornado warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings right now, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, plenty of lightning. All of this is tracking our way. You do see a couple of storms out ahead of this. None of those have really managed to do much, at least in southeast Wisconsin. It's still really quiet. We've got a couple of showers right now moving across Dodge County. No lightning, no thunderstorms. These are just some very light rain showers across Beaver Dam up towards Ripon. You'll probably end up with a little rain in the next 30 minutes or so. 67 in Milwaukee is the warmest we have been all day. Temperatures are going to be climbing as we move into tonight. You don't have to go too far to find some very warm air. We've got a warm front across the area. It's almost 90 right now in Janesville. Some of that warm air will make it into Milwaukee. We'll eventually warm into the 70s. 8, 9, 10, 11, midnight, when we're going to see those storms moving in closer to the lakeshore. Once the storms come through, it's breezy. Temperatures will start to cool off. Much quieter weather for tomorrow. We'll time it out with future forecasts. This is the latest run. This particular model is updating every single hour now. So this is the latest data, 8 o'clock. We're watching that line of storms coming in from the west. So it's just starting to reach our western counties, likely close to 8 o'clock. Then by 10 o'clock, moving in for much of the area. Lakeshore may still have some dry spots up and down the lakeshore by 10 o'clock, but this will continue to work its way east. We may see this line breaking up a little bit as it moves closer to the lakeshore. That would be good news. I think that's part of the reason that the lakeshore counties were not included in that watch that has been issued for tonight. Then once we get past midnight, maybe an isolated shower, but for the most part, it's over after midnight. As far as the storm threats go, low end for flooding. I still think the biggest concern will end up being some damaging winds. 60 plus mile-an-hour wind gusts possible here. Hail, isolated tornadoes, certainly a possibility still. Looking at these future winds as we move forward in time, this is about 9 o'clock tonight. Again, between 9 and midnight, look at the wind gusts here. 30, 40, 50, almost 60 miles an hour. The winds just above the surface tonight are going to be howling, moving really fast. It's not going to take a lot to get some of those strong winds to mix down to the surface. And so we may end up with some wind damage here as these storms come through. Still breezy, even in the overnight. Once the storms are out of here, it is still going to be kind of windy and a breezy day tomorrow. Rain totals likely highest north and west, lower totals as you head farther south. Tonight, stormy, windy, those gusts pretty high, mainly out of the southwest. 60 our overnight low. Tomorrow, it'll be breezy, temperatures in the 70s. Thursday, looking like a pretty nice day. That's going to bring back rain and storms in the forecast on Friday. Over the weekend, now it looks like Saturday will be dry, maybe a couple of showers and storms Sunday into Monday. But keep a close eye on things tonight. Brian's going to be in a couple of hours. Tyler's out in the storm chaser, so we're watching everything really closely here.
The factors here are definitely different than what they have in Iowa.
Yeah.
But it's still something to pay very close attention to.
It should be weakening a little bit as it moves in here with the timing, some of the stability here. It's not going to be in the same form as it is in Iowa, that's true.
Christian Banks coming up. A new place to heal for the community inside one of the upgrades. We come to Route Point campus, how that will also help the environment.
It can bear over 4,000 times its own weight, and that's just the door hinge. Study design down as well as visit today. Get 0% APR financing or $1,500 customer bonus on the new 2024 Taos.
My cousin's gotta die.
Right now, get 2 for 1 windows and no interest for 1 year. Hurry. Call now. Call 866 for Phil.
Feeling bullied by your bank?
You call that the password? Yes. Your local branch has closed. No, I didn't go to school for this. I gotta run. There are like 30 losers on hold. I will totally beat you in a race. Anyway, Mrs. Brady, your bill is due Monday. Happy 95th birthday.
At We Trust, we take a different approach. To us, your financial questions are actually wrong. That's why we never offshore your calls. We trust, different approach, better results.
You sure have a lot of questions.
More toxic than thin. With a clean air defense system from Roman Home Services, you can take back your airspace. It works by harnessing the power of UV light, annihilating allergens, odors, biological growth, and toxic organisms, leaving the air in your home cleaner and improving the lifespan and efficiency of your HVAC system. Breathe easy, knowing you and your family are protected with the clean air defense system. Call or visit RomanElectricHome.com today. Is your home a Roman home?
When a Green collapsed during construction on a Major League Sports Stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish Frontier, national reputation, homeland service.
You build quality homes at an affordable price. Our homes are beautiful with desirable features designed to reduce wasted space and keep costs down. Whether it's a single-family home, townhome, or condo, we make it easy and affordable with Harbor Homes.
The Jet received a 5-star overall safety rating, so if you install skin in, we can also say it has a 5-star interior.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought it was a good idea. Visit Volkswagen dealer today. Get 2.9% APR financing or a $1,000 customer bonus on a new 2024 Jet.
The Wellpoint Care Campus in 89th County is living a major green upgrade. New construction will include a stormwater project for the environment and a gathering place for neighbors to heal. Our Gideon Verdeen covers the northern half of Milwaukee County. He has a first look at the new plans for Wellpoint.
Green stormwater infrastructure project that's transforming Wellpoint Care's campus. It's designed to bring folks together and give them a place to take care of each other. I spoke with the president of Wellpoint today on how this project will impact the community.
The benefit of this massive project is that we'll be able to absorb rainwater during heavy rains that help prevent flooding in the neighborhood, that also reduce the likelihood or the risk of stormwater overflowing into the tunnels for the sewage district. We're in the middle of a multi-year, multi-phase construction project renovating our 1955 building to become modern, to become a community anchor in our neighborhood. For service delivery, we have a large mental health clinic here. We do training, we share our space with community organizations and elected officials, MPD, as a place on this side of town where people can come and engage with each other.
The mayor's office and city officials participated in today's groundbreaking. The Green Stormwater Infrastructure Project is set to be complete October 2024. Gideon Verdeen, CMJ 4 News.
Trust the window experts at Stanley Windows for superior quality, energy efficient windows. Get 25% off windows and patio doors, plus get exceptional financing. Call today to schedule your free in-home estimate. What was the point selling to Randy Homes?
I'll give you a receipt return offer, so we were able to take all the time we needed. We had some mess. We tried to do most of the updates ourselves. Needless to say, we're like going away, and so many people left unfinished. So it really is as is. It really is as is. I love the mess and the stress of that.
Call or visit RandyHomes.com. We buy every home as is, and we get a fair cash offer in just hours. Randy Homes, the easiest and fastest way to sell your home.
At Cameron Heating and Air Conditioning,
Yeah, we're ready to go.
keeping your home
Cool in the summer, having hot water, or having electricity.
we've got you covered.
That's what you know,
Lennox air conditioner installs for only
$40
Be a hero of your household and don't wait until it's an emergency.
Call or visit CameronHeating.com today.
The musical is the winner of 10 Tony Awards, a movie best musical, now playing May 26th at the Marcus Center. On sale now at marcuscenter.org. Handmade by skilled craftsmen, this is real Amish-made furniture on sale now at the Arctic. Save on affordable solid wood Amish furniture in your choice of wood, finish, and fabric, leather, and hardware. Stylish and made to last generations. It saves you money.
The air we're breathing and how don't get us. Airborne viruses mold in building are more common than ever, and often start in the basement due to water damage. Some company that can protect you best. EverDrop Water Treatment. With over 42 years of water treatment experience, EverDrop Water Treatment is the best choice for any water damage issues. Call today, because now more than ever, it's about protecting those most special to us. It's not dry until it's EverDrop.
With experts at Stanley Windows for superior quality, energy efficient windows built to last. Right now, get 25% off windows and patio doors, plus enjoy exceptional financing. Call today to schedule your free in-home estimate.
A lot of time watching the race.
Yes, we are going to be here watching it. Brian Zansky will be in a little bit. Tyler's out in the storm chaser. This is that line of storms that we're watching that will be moving out of Minnesota, Iowa, and northern Missouri. Make sure you've got a way to get warnings. Tonight we'll be here.
Keep it on TMJ 4 for your morning. Nightly news comes your way.
Hi everyone.
The Storm Team 4 7-day forecast, sponsored by Kettle Marine Heating and Air Conditioning, your one-stop solution for HVAC, electric, plumbing, and radon services.
Spring is here. And spring showers bring dirty, disgusting, clogged, leaking, overflowing, mosquito-breeding hot and blood here at Larson Keeney Home Services and Gutter Shutter Gutters. Wisconsin's
How is everyone today?
things you really enjoy. Boating, fishing, golfing, feeding with family and friends, or playing with your dog. Go get it. Remember, when you think gutters, think Larson Keeney Home Services.
Window experts at Static Windows for superior quality, energy-efficient windows built to last. Right now, get 25% off windows and patio doors, plus enjoy exceptional financing. Call today to schedule your free in-home estimate. You pay us nothing for install we clean your house. It costs you nothing up front. Get the results and compensation you deserve. Ruger Law Offices. One call, that's all. That's everything here. Not everything. The Hyundai Palisade. With advanced tech and award-winning safety. There's joy in every journey. Lease the Palisade for $359 a month or get the $1,250 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine. Window experts at Static for superior quality, energy-efficient windows built to last. Right now, get 25% off windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today to schedule your free in-home estimate. Celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Breaking news tonight, the deadly tornado outbreak underway in the central U.S. as we come on the air. The dramatic images, swirling debris as multiple tornadoes are reported in the Midwest. A view from above showing major damage, homes destroyed. A neighborhood level, 50 million at risk from Texas to Michigan. Lasting into the night. Also tonight, the deadly turbulence on a Singapore Airlines flight out of London. Oxygen masks hanging down, debris in the aisles, blood on the seats.
Hey.
30 injured or prompted. Donald Trump's defense resting its case in a hush money trial without calling him to the stand. And the former president under fire after a video appearing to reference Nazi Germany was posted to his social media account. President Trump accusing Mr. Trump of using Hitler's language over baseline Elvis's granddaughter accusing others of trying to steal the property away from the new turn in the investigation into the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. Scarlett Johansson taking on OpenAI, what she's accusing the tech giant of doing after she turned them down. And the portal connecting two cities across the world is reopening as long as everyone behaves.
NBC 90 News with Lester Holt.
Okay, welcome. Breaking as we come on here tonight, the radar maps lighting up with
Yeah.
tornado warnings from yet another severe weather outbreak. A line of storms making their way across Iowa this afternoon, where at least 12 tornadoes have been reported today and already one death. Early major damage reports coming in from Greenfield, Iowa, where as you can see, homes.
Yep, I had tacos.
Along with parts of Minnesota and western Illinois facing what the Weather Service is calling a particularly dangerous situation. Flood watches in effect for some of those same areas tonight. Maggie Vespa and her team are in the storm zone. Maggie, there is destruction across Iowa today.
Yeah, Lester, the strength of these storms was once again striking, and we just learned, as you said, authorities say one person here in Iowa was killed. Meanwhile, our team here in Des Moines took shelter in our hotel's basement for the better part of the last hour as this latest round of violent tornadoes tore through.
Sour cream.
Continues with more tornadoes across America.
Just sour cream.
In Iowa.
taco sauce.
This one with potentially multiple vortexes touching down near Greenfield, southwest of Des Moines. Storm chasers also hitting torrential rain and hail. As they drive, alarms blaring. Minutes later, coming upon jaw-dropping damage with homes shredded, pieces of them tossed on top of cars. An entire neighborhood is gone. And Philippians, the threat is just beginning. Tonight, 50 million people.
You going to bed already?
Once again, in Mother Nature's line of fire for severe storms, including wind gusts up to 90 miles per hour, or hail and possible tornadoes. A danger all too familiar amid a relentless spring. As the supercell storms that spawn tornadoes become more common, close to 300 tornadoes have been reported this month. April had close to 400, twice the average. Tonight, another round, unleashing as we speak. Matt Nessa, NBC News, Des Moines, Iowa.
And Bill Cairns is watching it all. Bill, another dangerous night ahead.
Lester, we've already had 2 violent tornadoes, and the fear is that we could have a couple more. Conditions are right for that. So we had the Greenfield one, the one we showed you the pictures of, where just the neighborhood is just destroyed. We also recently had a very strong tornado just north of the Des Moines area. As we go throughout the next couple hours, we're going to take this line of storms through eastern Iowa.
Everyone likes the stream.
These are all locations where we could deal with strong tornadoes later on tonight. A wider view shows isolated tornadoes are possible up to midnight in southern Wisconsin and all the way down to Oklahoma till about 11 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow, the tornado risk is lower, but it's not zero. From areas from Dallas to Little Rock, we have an isolated chance of a strong tornado or 2, large hail, and damaging winds. This spring tonight, though, Lester, very scary.
All right, Bill Cairns, thank you. Harrowing stories from aboard a Singapore.
Subscribe to my No Filter podcast.
After a rare encounter with severe turbulence, so violent. We weren't hurling it. Senior correspondent Tom Costello. In Bangkok,
Subscribe to my No Filter podcast, everyone. Subscribe to my No Filter podcast, everyone.
Emergency descent to photos from inside the and chaos. Overhead food and bottles scattered on red stains on the ceiling. Multiple victims evacuated on backboards.
Subscribe to my No Filter podcast, everyone.
Atmospheric researchers report clear air turbulence has only gotten worse with climate change.
So we know that the amount of wind shear in the jet stream is now 15% stronger than it was when satellites first began observing it in the 1970s.
Heat makes the jet stream more volatile and difficult to predict.
Pilots do rely on other pilots to report turbulence that they encounter.
It happens every day, 5,500 times a year. 7 were injured in March of 2023 when a Lufthansa flight hit severe turbulence over Tennessee. In December 22, 3 dozen injured on a Hawaiian Air flight.
Broken backs, broken skulls, brain injuries, a severed limb. And these are very serious conditions.
And Tom, unpredictable turbulence is why the airlines always say where you're.
Dude,
Yeah, that's right. And infants.
don't be afraid to stick up for me, baby girl.
The NTSB is sending a team to assist in the investigation. The airline says 4 Americans were also on board this flight. Lester.
All right, Tom Costello with that. Thank you. The testimony is over tonight in former President Trump's hush money trial with closing arguments not scheduled until next week. The defense wrapping its case without calling Mr. Trump to testify. Laura Jarrett reports.
Tonight, the defense resting its case with former President Trump choosing not to take the stand.
Remember that.
Criminal trial. Jurors left today hearing only from Robert Costello, a lawyer who briefly advised Michael Cohen. Prosecutors today again trying to paint Costello as a Trump-allied emissary dispatched by Rudy Giuliani to prevent Cohen
from flipping on Mr. Trump. Confronted with emails suggesting he was frustrated, Cohen refused to hire him, including one where he wrote,
30 likes. Everyone like this.
Is he totally nuts? He's playing with the most powerful man on the planet. Costello suggested Monday Cohen's entire story, that former President Trump plotted to silence Stormy Daniels to protect his campaign, was all a lie. Costello telling jurors that Michael Cohen said numerous times that President Trump knew nothing about those payments, and that Cohen said he did this on his own. Costello, only one of two witnesses called by the defense team. The testimony, all told, running just over 90 minutes.
It's a genuine report. There's never been anything like this that I've ever seen.
The judge working with both sides for hours today to hash out critical instructions jurors will receive next week to aid their deliberations on the 34 counts Mr. Trump faces for allegedly falsifying his business records.
I will dream of you. I wish I was there with you, cleaning you up. It's my girlfriend, everyone. I love you, baby.
Who's been convicted of lying under oath and was disbarred. If found guilty on the low-level felonies here, Mr. Trump faces anywhere from 4 years in prison to just probation.
And Laura, in a separate case, there's a headline today about former Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani.
Yes, Lester, Giuliani pleaded not guilty when he appeared virtually in Arizona State Court today in a case where he's been tried for his efforts to try to overturn the last election, including by submitting fake documents to Congress saying that Mr. Trump falsely won. Now, Mr. Trump has not been charged in that case, but he is listed as an unindicted co-conspirator. Lester?
Sour cream, salsa.
Military heroes in New Hampshire. Here's Peter Alexander.
President Biden tonight is touting his commitment to those who served, announcing more than 1 million healthcare claims approved as part of the bipartisan PACT Act he signed to expand benefits for veterans.
Did you hear the other stuff, baby girl? If you could join us for a little bit on the show, but let us know if you want to. I love you.
Vietnam War veteran Lou Chipola argues President Biden is leading the military in the wrong direction.
Downhill, they brought in the woke. That it'll kill the military.
Meantime, the former president is facing fierce criticism for this video shared on Mr. Trump's social media accounts. What happens after Donald Trump wins? The 30-second clip uses a term associated with Germany's Nazi government.
It does, but I have it anyway. Okay.
That's not America's.
Tonight's response, the latest example of President Biden trying to seize on any Trump misstep, looking to warn voters about what he views as the dangers of a second Trump term. Lester?
Peter Alexander, thank you. In Iran today, thousands turning out as funeral services for the country's president got underway 2 days after he was killed in a helicopter crash. Keir Simmons now with the nation in mourning and new details of the investigation.
Tonight, after day one of a 3-day funeral with huge crowds, the procession inching past corners, holding up posters of President Raisi, clamoring to touch the coffin.
Okay.
Hearing more about the helicopter crash that killed him. This video capturing the moment rescuers arrive at the scene. Found it, one shouts. Then the grim reality takes hold. They cry, pray, and sob. On Iranian state television, his chief of staff, who was in an accompanying helicopter, described returning back to search, and hours of desperate calls with one of those who had been on board, now one of the dead. Criticism of the late president is dangerous. A hardliner who the US says have blood on his hands. Iran's prosecutor warning people not to celebrate his death. But as Iran's state TV broadcast rolling coverage of the funeral today, Iranians opposed to the regime spoke out to NBC's partner Sky News. Their identities concealed.
I gotta go, folks.
People have been handing out sweets, and in many other Iranian cities, people celebrated the news by fireworks. I'm not upset at all, even though I never wish death on anyone.
Tonight, the precise cause of the crash remains unclear. Iran says it's investigating. Let's thank Pearson, thank you.